Hello everybody, welcome back to another installment of Life Stories. My name is Trent and I hope you guys are doing awesome as always. Today we got some stories coming at you from Reddit/idontworkherelady. So without further ado, let's get it started. Our first story of the day is titled, Giving Americans a Bad Name. Before we begin, I'm on mobile, so formatting, etc. For quick backstory, this is pre-Rona. I studied abroad in France as part of my major. I've always loved languages, and my goal has always been to be fluent in French, Spanish, Mandarin, Japanese, Arabic, and Latin by the time I'm 30. I'm American, so I'm a native English speaker. So far, I have French and Latin down, and I'm halfway through Spanish and starting Japanese. I can speak without an accent too, which is even better. There's a joke in Europe that goes something along the lines of, someone who knows 2 languages is bilingual, somebody who knows 3 is trilingual, someone who knows 1 is American. I hate that joke not because it isn't funny, because it's hilarious, but because it shows just how ignorant we Americans truly are. Now, on to the story. I was coming back from a trip to see one of my friends, and had to go from CDG to Gare Montparnasse, which is on the opposite side of Paris, to catch my train. As such, I made sure to give myself plenty of time between when my flight was to land and my train was supposed to depart. As it turns out, I gave myself a way bigger cushion than I needed, so I had about an hour to kill. I did what any student would, decided to get pizza and a beer. I get my pizza and my beer and settle down to eat and enjoy some time to myself. I looked pretty French, but those who could tell I wasn't assumed I was Danish. Anyway, right as I take my first bite, in walk some Americans. Not just any Americans. Karens in Training, or KITs. How did I know they were Americans? They looked American, sounded American, acted American. By that, I mean they were dressed up like preppy white socialite soccer girls out on mommy and daddy's money for a week-long trip to Jazz Hands, Paris. These ladies didn't speak a lick of French. That's usually okay, as most Parisians speak enough English, but it's polite when going somewhere that doesn't speak the language to at least learn some of it, and not expect people to conform to you. Not these ladies. Our cast is W, waiter, M, me, KIT1, KIT2, and KIT3. Before I continue, I'd like to go off the record and say that my French is rusty. I'm a pretty fraudulent Canadian. I know. The waiter says, Bonsoir, madame. Qu'est-ce vous voudriez boire? KIT1 says, No, we need you to speak English. The waiter responds, To drink, madam? They order their drinks, mojitos. It's all Americans order in France for some reason. The waiter comes back with their drinks and leaves. Now, in France, the waitstaff doesn't usually come back to check on you or to take your orders unless you call them over or everyone puts down their menus. KIT2 says, Why did he just leave? How rude is that? KIT1 says, I thought the French were supposed to be good at restauranting. KIT3 chimes in, Do we snap or something? I had finished my pizza and beer at the time and called the waiter over so I could pay. We talked about the ladies in French while he processed my payment. All the while, they were talking about us. Why is he helping him pay? He should take our orders and then go back. It's so much more efficient. No wonder he works as a waiter. I finish paying and tip the waiter, which is not customary in France, and say, Désolé pour les meufs, which translates to, sorry about the ladies. Then, I walk past them to leave. So, where in America y'all from? I ask. Oh wow, your English is really good, says KIT3. Thank you, I hope so. Are you French? Nope, American. Us too. I know, that's why I asked where in America y'all are from. Wait, so you can speak French? Oui. Can you order for us? It's pizza, just read it out loud and point. The server speaks English. KIT1 says, Yeah, but you speak both, so we can just say it to you and then you can say it to him. No, I have a train to catch. KIT3 chimes in, So you're just going to leave? That was my plan. But you have to help us. No, I don't. Yeah, you kinda do. No, I kinda don't. But you speak French. No, I don't. Yes, you do. You just said you did. Are you lying to us? I respond in French. Peut-être, which means possibly, or potentially. See, that was French. You have to order for us. Nope, I'm leaving. Well, can you at least get the waiter to come over? I turn to the waiter. Monsieur, les vaches sont prêtes, which translates to, the cows are ready. And I exit stage right. I caught my train on time, and it was delayed at the platform for 3 hours. Le TGV ne sait pas. Would have loved to had another beer and watch more of that calamity unfold. And that's the end of that story. And I mean, I think it goes without saying that if there are any French speakers who are definitely better at speaking it than me watching right now, I apologize. I am still trying very hard to learn your language, and it makes me feel like I'm gargling marbles every time I open my mouth. But practice makes perfect, and we will get there. Anyways, moving along to our next story, it's titled, I Won't Take Your Cart. I Don't Work Here, Lady. Heyo, I've enjoyed this sub for a long time, but I've never really had anything to share. I've been mistaken for employees in various places multiple times, but overall, those interactions usually end fine. With an, oh, I'm sorry, from whomever asked. Easy peasy. Wednesday, I had my first semi-aggressive encounter. I was in the parking lot at Target, getting ready to enter the store to make a return. I was dressed for work still, but I didn't think I could have been mistaken for an employee in what I was wearing, which was a pair of dark blue high-waisted pants and a red sheer blouse. I'm still wearing my name tag for the unrelated company I work for. Not exactly your typical Target red polo and tee and khaki slacks. The store was busy, so I parked towards the back. I was heading towards the cart corral so I don't have to carry the return box all the way into the store from the back spaces. As I'm headed over that way, a lady flagged me down and asked if I wanted her cart, as she had just finished. I thanked her, wiped it down with my pocket back wipes, and was getting ready to walk back the 3 spaces to my own car. Just then, the lady in the car next to her pushes her cart next to me and starts to walk away. I just ignored her and headed towards my car, as she got in her own, which had a giant LuLaRoe sign on the window. I should have taken it as a sign. And as someone who's not super into clothes, I went and I did some research, and I guess LuLaRoe is like Karen Clothing, the dispensary? Maybe. She noticed I didn't take her cart with me, and she rolled down her window. The following exchange occurred. Excuse me. Me, pausing and turning around. Pardon? Are you gonna take my cart? If you leave it there, someone is going to hit it with their car. Me, still not understanding. I have to haul in my returned items quickly so I can pick up my son, so I can't take it for you, sorry. If someone hits it, it will be your behind. You left it in the middle of the lot. If you're worried about it, put it away. Excuse me? She asked. I walked to my car, got my box, and hauled my behind inside because it was freaking hot. Got done, and then I stopped at Starbucks. And I turned and looked through the glass, and who was coming in through the double doors? The lady. She's hauling her behind to customer service, and I still have no idea she thinks I work there. Because my dumb self gets my coffee at a leisurely pace and starts walking towards the exit. I assume the customer service people told her I didn't work there, because she huffed over to me and said, "You know, you could have told me you didn't freaking work here." Okay, I don't work here. Piss off, she said. Now, all in all, that exchange is not the worst, right? I thought, this is hardly Reddit-worthy, and I moved on. But, she called and complained about me at my actual job. She asked to speak to the manager of Spira, and they told her there are actually 3 Spiras here. And she said, the dark-skinned one. She must have seen my name tag to realize I didn't work there. My manager is the executive director of human resources. She just called me up this morning to ask me about it. She said a woman called in and complained that I was rude to her in the Target parking lot while I was on the clock, which I wasn't. I asked my manager what she said I did that was so rude. My manager just laughed and said that I wouldn't offer to take her cart for her, and then refused to tell her I didn't work for Target. I explained, which I didn't have to, my manager is cool as heck, and she just laughed it off. The only bit of advice she said was, next time, take off your name tag. Then you can totally tell her out with no repercussions. Well, that's some next level Karen pettiness. Call in to someone's job that has nothing to do with the altercation? Jeez. It's like they wake up in the morning and think to themselves, "Ooh, I'm gonna ruin someone's career today, no matter what. Ugh." Unbelievable. Anyway, with that story out of the way, we're out of time for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to thank all of you so much for tuning in to another installment of Life Stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Reddit content coming your way. My name is Trent, and I hope to see you guys soon.